What's up, guys? Welcome back. It's Maverick here with another episode of Dr. Stone Stone Wars. So, last episode, a plan has been formulated by Senku and company. They are going to try to fool the entirety of Tsukasa's army and win this war without shedding an ounce of blood. Are they going to be able to succeed with this plan or not? It's certainly an outrageous plan using even more outrageous technology. Well, I already know the answer, but I'm not going to spoil it for you guys, so let's not talk too much and just get directly into the episode. Alright, let's begin in 3, 2, 1, play. Hey, it's been a while. Yuzuriha. Taiju. Yuzuriha. How many people were bamboozled into thinking that Taiju and Yuzuriha were going to be, main staples of the series? I mean, they still could be, don't get me wrong, but I mean, for the entirety of Season 1, they are basically a non-factor since, like, Episode 4 or 5. Oh, so this is the opening. Like, this is a very interesting choice of opening, I gotta say. Especially for this arc? Alright. I mean, I don't dislike this type of music. This type of, more swinging style of rock is actually really popular nowadays in Japan. Probably the best example of it would be King Nu. I just think it's kind of peculiar that they're using this type of music as the opening for Dr. Stone, especially for this arc, which is literally titled Stone Wars, right? I actually do prefer it over Season 1's opening, but as a song, right? As an opening, though, I'm not sure if it completely fits. There she is. Oof. Definitely superhuman, this girl. Yeesh. And now we get her reveal. Though it's actually already a bit revealed in the opening. Hey, there we go. So we saw it in the opening. She's a I think she has much more stamina than you do. Although definitely not as dexterous or agile. Wow, this is cool. This one is cool. Really, yeah, at this point, it's much more like a flashbang, to be honest. Oh, do tell. Like a character over there. Now, what are the rest of you guys doing? This is the part where things get interesting. Hey, Kohak, sh she's no slouch as well. Damn, even I don't remember all their names. It's just like, there's people missing. That's why he was touching her. You're gonna. Now we're gonna learn about visible wavelengths. It's not like the other side is made of soldiers either. One giddy. And that's why Gin is the brains. Kurom is the inventor, but Gin is the actual brains. Morse code. But, you know, you definitely have to also marvel that Gin is so intelligent that he even knows Morse code. Oof. Tie her up. It's like, boo. A few days later. So there's already 32. This is like a RTS game right now. Namely, Moody Moody. Adult, technically. Nah, I'm not gonna spoil anything, so this is actually a moot discussion, but it is good character development. No. Communicate with the dead. That was doo-doo. Oh. Okay. We saw this guy in the opening as well. Well, about that. Eh. Hey, it's been a while. Ah. And then over here. I know that was definitely a little bit quick. That transition there. But I still remember the chills I got when I first saw that scene in the manga. Like, so good. Now, Chrome and Yuzuriha have been away from Senku all this time. Finally reconnecting. So good. Now, this is the actual ending. Koi. Voice? Evolution, going through the various stages of Senku. All the way when from he was 8-man. And there we go. I will see you guys after this. Oh, wait. Hold on. What's this? Oh, call from the dead. Alright, see you guys after this. Man, oh man, after seeing this particular scene after all this time and in anime form once again, I still get a little moved by it. I was definitely a bit moved by this back when I saw it the first time in the manga. It was actually a pretty incredible reunion, right? Because you have to think about everything that went through, starting from the beginning, where we're like, okay, this seems pretty cool. We got Senku, we got Taiju, and then we got Tsukasa as well. They are sort of this power trio working together to do things, and so on and so forth. And maybe they are going to eventually gradually build up civilization, right? And then yet after that, we get this entire split between ideologies and whatnot, and then Senku and Taiju and Yuzuriha need to they need to part ways for a little while, and then we go through all the events of the first season, right? Like dozens of chapters before we actually, and during that time we do not know anything about Taiju and Yuzuriha, and now after all that time we finally meet them once again under these circumstances. Think of all the things that Senku had to go through in order to reach that moment, right? He had to go to the village, convince the villagers, cure the illness of the daughter and whatnot, and then the entire thing with Senku's father, and then the big fights against Tsukasa men, etc., etc., right? So much stuff has happened, and after all that time, and after all those work, even defying odds to make a wireless communication device in this Stone Age, they finally are able to talk to each other again, even though not face to face, but still through long distances and whatnot. But I don't know, it's just, there's something so poetic about everything there, right? And not to mention, like, the entire setup of it was so cleverly designed as well, right? Even all the way back in season 1, in Departing Words, right? Make sure to make a grave for me, and be sure to visit it and whatnot, right? You would think, sure, that just might be Senku being Senku, but it was actually utilized all the way back here as a sort of plot device in order for them to move this plot forward, and it makes total sense, right? If Taiju or if Yuzuriha were screaming out Senku's name and sobbing uncontrollably while visiting his grave, nobody's gonna really suspect a thing, right? So, and it just makes total sense that they would continuously visit here and maybe spend some time here, just mourning and so on and so forth. And when I was reading the manga, the more that I got into it, the more I was impressed by the ability of the author to put seemingly innocuous things at the beginnings of the series, and then later on actually draw on it once again to push the story forward once again. I do wonder, like, sometimes whether the author planned this all the way through already at the point where the sort of Easter egg or something was put in there, or did he just think of it along the way and going back and thinking, okay, so what did I put there that I could utilize in the future, right? But this is definitely a recurring theme throughout the entire series, and that's one of the, I think I talked about this back in season 1 as well. This is one of the things I'm most impressed by for this manga. It's all fun and all, and you love development, you love the sort of gadgets that Senku makes. But to me, another great plus is the fact that the author manages to combine or basically manages to move the storyline along using things that they sort of hinted at all the way back, dozens and dozens of chapters before, right? So it's great. It is great. Beyond that, another thing I want to talk about, in particularly through chapters, right, or like this particular episode, is also development of Gin as well. Like, the Gin was already quite high up on my favorite characters list, even when he was first introduced and then eventually turned over and whatnot. But starting from this episode on, or starting from this arc on, you really get to see him shine. You really get to see Yin shine, and how smart he actually is, right? Senku, like, honestly, I feel like his intelligence level is not any less than Senku's. Senku is just hyper focused on one particular area, right? On science and whatnot. And yet Gin is a generalist. He knows so much knowledge about so many different things. He's if he were to enter like Jeopardy contest or like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire or like University Challenge, stuff like that, trivia quizzes like that, I bet Yin would actually do very, very, very well. Like, he knows so much stuff, right? And he can even kind of sort of keep up with Senku in some of the more advanced scientific concepts as well. So, really, he's just gonna start shining from here, because especially since Gin is also someone who is a bit more willing to go towards the dark side of things, or the gray areas, how to manipulate people and so on and so forth. And so that's why his character is so interesting to me, and he is going to be an absolute beast in the kingdom of science of Senku. So look forward to that as well. So anyways, by the end of this episode, we have accomplished our major goal of delivering the telephone to the Tsukasa camp base site, right? So I guess they are about to start implementing their plan, right? This doesn't count as spoilers. I think people should be able to infer this. And all I can say is from this episode forward, we're going to be introduced to a lot of antagonists, the lieutenants of Tsukasa's army and so on and so forth. And, well, I can't wait for that. Let's just stay tuned for the next episode. Alright, thank you guys, and I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.